Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda. I'm a part-time reseller, and today we are going to go over what has sold for me on Kidizen, Mercari, and Poshmark for the first half of December. So December the 1st through the 15th. I'm also going to share with you how I had a $500 sales day, one day on Poshmark, a strategy that I got from another amazing reseller. And I'm going to screen share and show you how you can do that for yourself as well. Grab a drink. It's going to be a long one per usual. I did not get to do the first week. This last week of school for the kids has been crazy, but I've got my Aldi Advent champagne sparkling calendar here, but you're not supposed to drink it till the after Christmas, the 26th to the 1st. Your girl couldn't wait. So I love it. Advent calendars are my favorites. All right, let's dig in and do this. I don't know about you, but I hope that you all have had an amazing December like I have. Sales have been incredible. I've also been utilizing, we're going to get to Poshmark. Kittison's been okay. Mercari's been okay, but Poshmark has been on fire. I have really been utilizing all of the tools within PosherVA, and I'm telling you, it is just lit it on fire. So I'm going to do another video eventually of how exactly I'm utilizing it. But if you have not signed up for your 2-week free trial of PosherVA, I have a link below. I have a code that if you decide to do it, you're going to save some money. I did the 6-month plan where I was able to save like the maximum amount. And guys, it's like pennies a day. I mean, it's when you really think about it, I have not shared my Poshmark closet in a month now, over a month now. It's amazing, okay? So anyway, a little plug for that. But guys, do your 2-week free trial and you're never gonna go back. Like, I didn't even wait till my 2-week trial was up before I paid for it so I could mostly use the relist and delist feature. That's been amazing. I've been selling so much old inventory because every day I relist new items. Anyway, off topic per usual. Let's jump in. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you what has sold. We're going to use Chrome. There we go. Okay, we're going to start with Kidizen. I love Kidizen. Sales just haven't been what they used to be over there, but Kidizen is where I list everything first, and then I push to the other platforms because that app always seems to have glitches, and it's harder for me to go from other platforms using List Perfectly, which I also have a code below. List Perfectly and PosherVA like have doubled my business, if not tripled. Anyway, I do not offer free shipping. I sometimes do offer an offer, like for example, I sold this shirt for $22. So obviously I gave them like a $3 and something offer. It just is going to show you differently on the screen. This is just how this works. So just keep in mind, I don't offer free shipping. I'm just going to tell you what is where I got it from, how much it's sold for. You can do the quick math in your head, and we're going to go a little quickly because I've already talked too darn much, typical of Amanda, and we've got a lot to go through. This mini Bowden shark Christmas shirt was my son's, so because I have had it for a while and it was personal use item, I don't account for the cost of it, so I have 0 on my sheets. What I'm trying to say, it sold for $22. This Batwing comfy sweater, I purchased this from swap.com. It was new with the tags. I did pay $13.79 for it because I wanted it for myself. I just didn't really care for how it looked on me, but I was able to sell it for $32, and I still made a profit of $14 on it, so not a bad deal. These Lou and Gray burgundy pants came in a thread-up 200-pound rescue box, so I had $1.32 into them, and I sold these to a friend, so I gave her quite a discount and sold them for $19 in free shipping. These A New Day boots, I had $1.24 into them from a bulk.com order. They were tiny, a size 6. I had 2 pairs. The 11 sold months ago, so I was happy to see these go. And what did they sell for? They sold for my asking price. You see there, $16 plus shipping. They were heavy. These native Minnie Mouse shoes, I paid $8.50 for it once upon a child because I knew that these would sell for a lot. They were a special Disney collaboration and they were in perfect condition. And this was, if you watch my videos, I know a lot of you guys are loyal subscribers. Thank you so much. This was when I did a trade-in from a thread-up kids bulk box. And so I basically just did a trade of inventory and they sold for $35. So almost a $20 profit there. These Old Navy pajamas I picked up for $3.15 on that same Once Upon a Child haul. Once Upon a Child is a kids buy sell trade store, if you're not familiar. They sold for $16. These Puppy Dog Sherpa socks, they came in a thread up fun box, so I had $3.62 into them. They sold for $10.85. Not a huge profit, but I still made $2 and not bad on a fun box random item. This Hannah Anderson color block dress was my daughter's. It sold for $20.15, my full asking price. Pink Chicken is definitely a Bolo brand for little girls' dresses. I picked this one up for $7.22 and it sold for $28, and it had a lot of attention on all of the platforms. This Coach wristlet I got in a fun box, so it also had about $3.50 into it. It sold for my full asking price of $18.15, and the cool thing about this sale is it sold to a Facebook buyer. So Kittison has a partnership with Facebook where literally inside your shop, if you click on one toggle, like you just say on, all of your items are pushed over to Facebook with no extra work. You don't have to use a cross-posting platform to post on anyway. And they're always full price sales because, and your buyer will say Kittison Facebook buyer because they're seeing it over on Facebook and it says that the seller is Kittison, not your shop name. It's completely not tied to your personal Facebook and all of that. So it's a no-brainer. So if you're on Kittison, make sure you have that on. I love a good old full price sale, and especially this was not in the best condition. All right, I listed all the fun box things. This Vera Bradley Flamingos bag came in a very recent thread up fun box, $3.62. It sold for $16.15. These little baby Converse, they were so cute. They were a little infant size 4. Picked those up for $2 at Once Upon a Child. They sold for $22.15. These O'Neill Element riding pants, I picked these up at the bins for 78 cents and they sold for $48. That was a profit of $35 off of a pair of pants, and I have to give my husband credit. He actually found these on our recent bins trip. All right, we have headed over to Mercari. Let's see. Now on Mercari, I do not offer free shipping, and if it is over £1, I have started using the UPS SmartPost, SurePost, not to be confused with the FedEx SmartPost. FedEx is terrible. I will never use them for anything, business, personal, nightmarish. Anyway, we have a UPS store very close. They've come to know us. So if you have kids and they have got some shoes laying around, get them listed. My Once Upon a Child wouldn't even take these. These were so worn, and these sold in a day on Mercari for $12 on plus shipping. I'm not going to say plus shipping every time, and the price you see on the screen is what it indeed sold for. These were my son's shoes. This was a fantastic sale. This Lily Pulitzer jacket was so cool. It was reversible. Like, I wish it was my size. This was my picture. I actually bought this on Kidizen for my daughter because I didn't read, and it was listed as a, what size was this? Size small, like a 4-6. I thought it was a little girl size 4-6 because I only paid $40 for it on Kittison, and it was brand new with the tags. This jacket retailed for $278. It was my fault. I really just wasn't paying attention, and it came in, and my daughter's obsessed with Lily, and I was like, there is no way this is going to fit my 6-year-old, and I took a closer look at the listing, and she listed it correctly as women's. So I went ahead and listed it. It sold within an hour for my full asking price, and I checked comps. Like, there weren't very many listed, and I even listed mine a little high to account for offers. So I was very happy to see this go. Even though I paid $40 for it, that gave me a profit of $74.67. And I bought this in a bundle with 2 other items that I kept. And this ended up making those 2 items, a Lily Pulitzer dress and a Harry Potter mini Bowden dress. It made those 2 items free, plus I still made profit. So it was a mistake, but it ended up working out. And my kid did not need a down puffer jacket living in Florida anyway. All right, you've heard me talk about this brand lots. Joyfully, these are some gladiator sandals, and I'm glad they sold on Mercari because I had a random box to fit them in, and I had $6.50 into them, and they sold for $30. So that was a pretty decent flip. I'm glad they sold on there rather than on Kittison is what I was trying to say. All right, these Reebok Cardi B sneakers, I did pay $8.50 for these at Once Upon a Child. They sold for $29. These Capezio Dance split sole sneakers, I have 65 cents into them from the bins. They sold for $19. This Casey Parker Heartstrings black quilted skirt was a little girl size 12. And this came in a thread up 50-pound kids bulk box. I had 60 cents into it and it sold for $12. I didn't list much from that box, the box this came in. I took it all to Once Upon a Child and made profit just by doing that. So this was just pure profit. This was the cutest sweater. Jingles and Joy was the brand. It just has a cute little gnome on it. It was brand new with the tags. I paid $3.99 for it at a local Goodwill and it sold for $14. So I made an $8 profit, but if you watch my channel, you know that I do this as a fun hobby. Who doesn't love to make extra money? And on that same Goodwill trip, I'm sure I bought a thing or two for my own kids, a dress, a shirt, and that $8 I made profit on this paid for the things that I kept. So it's a fun game for me to see what I can get for all of us for free. And I love it. All right, these play boots I bought online from a reseller, like a Once Upon a Child type deal online called Mommy and Me. I paid $7.99 for them and they sold very quickly for $36. This baby coral western outfit also came in that thread up 50-pound kids box for 60 cents. Sold it for $12. Sold fast. Same with this Notre Dame tee, thread up 50-pound box. I had 59 cents into this one because I had two boxes. Cost of goods in one box was 59 cents. Cost of goods in the other box was 60 cents. I just divided the total. I think it was like $120 and change divided by how many items I got. And I got about 200 items in each of those boxes. I was so glad to see this go. I have had this forever. I feel like the big kid sizes, like girls and boys size like 12 to 16 are a really hard sell. And I definitely am very cautious on picking them up now. So I bought this like 2 years ago for $1.75 and it finally sold for $13. You can see it. What I love about Mercari is as shipping rates increase, you don't have to pay that difference. We're like on Kittison, you would have to pay the difference. So this is from back when it was only $4.25 to send and now it's $5.99. I don't know. It's been listed a really long time. So thank you, Mercari, for covering the extra. All right, these Converse I picked up. These were in a very recent haul video for $1.50 at Goodwill. I knew they would sell. They sold for 12 bucks, so it wasn't a huge sale, but I like a super fast flip, and they all add up. This I have had since after last Christmas, which I knew would be the case. I bought it on clearance at Target after last Christmas for $1.50, and it sold for $20. It just says, I believe in Santa, a really cute little sweatshirt, women's. These frozen Adidas boots, Once Upon a Child, $3.50 into them. They only sold for $12. I didn't do a good job really looking them over in the store, and I even threw them in the washer. They were quite worn. They were listed. I listed them in fair condition, which is play condition, and so I was happy to see them sell very quickly. Anyway, this I finally cleaned out we host an ugly sweater party every year. This is our 8th year. It's actually happening tomorrow. I'm so excited. But I literally had all of my sweaters from the first one. Don't ask me why. I don't ever wear them again. But this one, so it came out of my personal closet and it sold very quickly for $12. This ugly sweater came from the bins. This was a men's sweater, sold for 78 cents and it sold for $20. This Disney Parks Wishable sold within like a day. I had 25 cents into this from a local thrift store. It was new with the tags. The Star Wars Darth Vader Pillow Buddy. He was originally from Target, new with the tags, but I got him in a bulk.com box. I had $3.52 into him. He sold for 11 bucks, so that still gave me a profit of $5.76. Not too bad. This was a great sale. This I picked up at a local sale for $5. It was brand new with the tags, 2 pieces. It was a Disney Parks Banshee, like it sits on your shoulder. It also had the perch, which was separate. These sell for like 90 bucks in the park. It sold for $64, plus they paid the 5-pound rate for UPS. And it gave me a profit of $50.44 after everything was said and done. So nice little sale. I sold a lot of toys. This Boyd's Bear I have that I have $2 into him, but he came in like, I like to buy those bags full of toys and then I just split the cost. So I put that I had $2 into him and he sold on, we have moved to Poshmark now. Welcome to Poshmark. So he sold just by himself for $9. All right, this, we're not quite to, I'm going to show you how I ran my sale in just a moment. So this I bought on Poshmark in a big bundle. So I have that my cost of goods was $6, which means let's see, I sold two. It's so funny. I bought this like 6 months ago and there was 2 bras and I sold them both within 24 hours of each other. Where's the other one? Here we go. So I made $1.05 profit after it was said and done, but that's because I just took that bundle. I kept 2 things for myself. I listed 2 things and I just divided everything, my total, by 4. So I really didn't pay, what did I say? $6 for this. Anyway, so, but it finally sold. Okay. I'm going to show you now, over here, I had another tab open. This is a brand new thing that Poshmark rolled out after the most recent Posh Fest. So shout out to Becky Park on Poshmark. That's who I saw this technique from. Now I did it a little different than she did, which is great because anyone can. So you go to your little bobblehead here and you go down to, hold on, my face is in the way. Let me move this. My shoppers feature. And you see how this says actions and it's grayed out? You have to click on at least one thing for it to not be grayed out. I was like, why isn't this working? So you can add likes to bundles, send offer to bundles, send comments to bundle. Now over here, you can sort it by however you like, most items, you know, play around with it. I left it as is. I filtered it by most recent and you can scroll back. I scrolled several scrolls all the way back to January of this year. Now you can scroll as far as you want and see how you have the first one checked. If you click down the shift button on your computer and click on however far down, it does it all for you. You don't have to click them individually. So I went all the way down to January. We're talking, it was like 2,500 marks. I went to actions, send comment to bundles. I typed in something that said, hey there, thank you so much for supporting my closet and small business in 2021. I would love to offer you 30% off of your next purchase from me, good for 48 hours, because I didn't want to be fooled with this forever. And thank you so much. Hit send. I got so many sales. Now, I'm not someone that likes to go back and forth with people. I don't want to talk to a lot of people. That's why I like doing things behind the computer. And only a few people asked some questions. Several people said, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. And, oh, and I said, thanks so much for your support, whether it was through a purchase or a like, because not everybody had bought from me, you know? So anyway, that message caused me to have $500 in sales in 24 hours. So I counted my 24 hours, went through an overnight period because I sent this out about noon and I went through noon the next day. This is why my what sold video for the first week, and I was so busy. So now I'm going to go over some of the sales and just kind of show you, but I had so many bundles and I don't typically have bundles. So you can do this however you would like. I know Becky did like 50% off or something. I did 30% off because I'm not trying to give away my stuff. And there were only a few where I'm like, oh, I really wish, you know, I didn't really want to give that 30% off, but I do price my items up a little bit. And honestly, like I was thrilled with the way it turned out, and $500 in one day is pretty great for, I think it took me a total of 7 minutes to sit here and scroll and then type out my message, and it was just sent. And I walked away, I made lunch because it sends them out for you. You don't have to do anything else, but it does take a little while when we're talking 2,500 something messages. So give it a try. You know, I'd love to hear if you do how it goes. All right, so let's get back over here. Oh, I clicked on the right one. Okay, so like these, I had just listed these. I really didn't want to sell them for this price, but they took me up on my offer. And some of them then sent me 30% off, or they commented, how do I get the deal? And so I would send them 30% off. So it kind of worked several different ways, but this person bought right away. So I only had $4.98 into these from a ThreadUp Kids shoebox. So I still made a profit of $13. I just know I could have gotten a little more for these, but again, they're going on to a new home and they're out of my house. This Lorna Jane tank, brand new with the tags. Was this one? No, this is not the new with tags one. Anyway, this was mine. I wore it maybe once in my own personal closet. Sold for $12. Happy day. These Spanx underwear sold to, I think she's a viewer, maybe. We went back and forth and talked for a little while, and she like was complimenting on my marketing strategy, and I said, I can't take the credit, I got it from Becky, and I love Becky. So it was great. So if you're watching, I hope you enjoy your underwear. You don't have to comment and let everyone know you bought underwear. Okay, these, ooh, I like that. I only had $2.64 into them. They came in my ThredUp 200-pound bulk box, sold for $26. This Posh Peanut, here we go. Where are you? My spreadsheet is sorted by platform, not date, and this entire page and a half is all from the first, so it's kind of a little bit out of order. Sorry about that. Okay, this is brand new with the tags. Posh Peanut, definitely a Bolo brand to look out for. I paid $3.50 for this at Once Upon a Child, and it sold for $30. And I believe that was a 30% off sale. And the great thing about doing it as a bundle comment is when I would send the offers in the bundles, I did not give a shipping discount. So that kind of saved me from giving, because, you know, if you send out a regular offer, you have to give a shipping discount. So that was great. These jewels, where are you, jewels? Here we go. I got these on swap.com. I did have $13.79 into them. I think it was one of the cases I was trying to get to the minimum for free shipping. I knew I would be able to flip them still for a profit, and I did, because they still sold for $41, even with my sale. Okay, this was by far the biggest and best bundle I have ever had on Poshmark. It was 18 items. So I don't have them all open in the tabs for you, but I will just quickly kind of tell you this Richie house. It was mostly little kid stuff, and the girl was so sweet. She also, you could tell she's a reseller from her closet. She gave me awesome feedback and the sweetest compliment. All right, I was just so happy. One of these items we had a hard time finding, and I was like, oh my God, I can't find it. It was a thing, but we found it. Okay, this Richie house girl's dress. This was my daughter. It was still new with the tags, never got around to it. This American Eagle tank came from the bins. This Peak tank came from a bundle on Kittison that I have already made my money back on. This Zara Kids size 3 t-shirt was a Marshall's retail arbitrage. These Nike Jordans came in a Joe Mars shoebox. These Skechers white shoes were my daughter's. These Crocs, I did get those at Once Upon a Child for $3. These Cat and Jack sweatshirts came from bulk.com. This Ministry of Rascals race car shirt came from Goodwill, $1.49. Most of these items were brand new with the tags. She got a great deal, but so did I. This Joa Love shirt was also new with the tags. That came from swap.com. This Mayoral hoodie came from Unclaimed Baggage. This Hannah Zip pajamas that came just from Goodwill. These Hannah Dot leggings were my daughter's, but they were still new with the tags. My daughter wore these Santa Christmas pajamas last Christmas. Free People dress that was from a ThredUp 200-pound box, had $1.32 into it. Another Zara shirt that I got from Marshall's for $3.99. Some Crocs that I picked up at Once Upon a Child, and these Chaser pants were like the most expensive thing, and I had picked these up from swap.com for $7.19. So 18 items. I didn't think it through, and I did have to purchase the additional $5 for the label because this was over 5 pounds. I think it was 6.5 pounds, so I had to buy the 7-pound label. So that kind of ate into my profits a little bit, but so in total of these 18 items, I had $55.04 in my cost of goods. The bundle sold for $165. And that left me with $132. So after the upgraded shipping, after my cost of goods, after Poshmark's fees, I walked away with a profit of $77. And to get in some of these items, you guys, I've had listed for a while. I was happy. I was thrilled. And this to me was worth the 5 minutes it took for me to send out all those messages. And yeah, that was great. So great. All right, another bundle from the same. All of these sales that you're seeing on Poshmark, I'll tell you when it stops, happened on the 1st. Okay, so this Nike Dry Fit. These Gymshark leggings, they came in a ThredUp 200-pound box for $1.32. And so did this Nike pullover shirts, $1.47. It was 2 different 200-pound boxes, and that bundle, it sold for 30 something. I made $28. So that was a great sale also. Another bundle, these Lily and Dan show loafers came from Jomar, $3.42. That Mayoral knit sweater came from Goodwill for $1.49. Sold the bundle for $15, excuse me, and I made 12. And these Lily and Dan is from Aldi. Look, I love me some Aldi, obviously, but I didn't think those shoes were ever going to sell because they were so heavy. I think they were over 16 ounces on their own. So I was very happy with that sale. This is that other Victoria's Secret bra. I have had these listed for like 6 months. And it was so strange that they sold. They actually sold on the same day, not 24 hours apart. One sold for $10. This one sold for $12. And again, in total, between the two bras, I think I made a profit of $5, but I got 2 items that I wanted for my personal use, and I'm happy that now I saved $5 off of what I kept for myself, is how I look at it. This was not a good sale. This Patagonia dress I bought, I spent too much money on it. I was just excited to find, we don't find Patagonia here in Florida, at least I don't. And it seemed to be in great condition. And I did pay $9.99 for it. When I went to list it and put it under my lights, it was, let me see. I'm gonna show you, just so you look out for this. If you find Patagonia, look for this. They have a worn wear line on their website where I guess people can send their used clothes in. I think Lululemon does it too. And you can buy things for a discounted price. Cool. So they accepted this item from whoever, but they put this stamp inside the dress. You could see it. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but down on the bottom part of the dress, you could literally see it through. Oh, here you go. The stamp shone through. This was on the back. So right on your butt cheek, you could see the other side. So honestly, I still priced it high enough. I paid $9.99 that I would at least break even. I didn't think it would sell ever, but it did. It did. This was, we have moved to the 3rd now. So my sale, now I did have a couple stragglers that asked if they could still get the deal. Of course I said yes, but this did sell for $21. I made a profit of $5.31 and I was real happy with that. So make sure you're checking your Patagonia and making sure that the stamp does not show through your garment. I have sold these little pop hot chocolate by Minnie. I know I in my last what sold video, I sold these exact shoes in a different size. I just find them often. I don't know why, maybe because I love them and I'm just drawn to them. I think I called them mini chocolatas. I don't know, but it's chocolatica. I just realized I said it totally wrong in the last video. I don't know. Anyway, these are the miniature version of the women's version. It just doesn't have the mini in front of it, similar to Melissa and Mini Melissa. These sell and they sell pretty quickly. And let's see, I had $4 into these and they sold for $19. They were little kids, size 10, I think. All right, these American Eagle sweaters. These came in a thread-up men's rescue box, $3.63 into them. They sold for $35. These Ariat Cruisers, not a good pickup. I wouldn't buy them again. They're cowboy boots. I have sold and they sold quickly. These I did pay $20. No, yes, no. What am I saying? I paid $11.99 for these and they sold for $30. So not the best flip, but I was happy to see them go. I got those off swap.com. All right, these Wondershop Christmas pajamas, they just came from Target. They were new with the tags. I had them in my bin of Christmas items that I just never wore. And they sold to full price because they sold to somebody, I guess, that Googled. It was like a guest buyer. So we like those. So I had nothing into them because I've had them for years. This was like the worst picture. I could not get, I have a light box and that day, I don't know. I could not get black to photograph well underneath those lights. Thankfully, it still sold. This is an art class black velour jacket from bulk.com at $1.57 into it. Sold for $21. This is a reminder to resellers, including myself, do not get annoyed when people ask you questions. Even if you don't feel like answering, just answer because oftentimes it results in a sale. Like this person asked me, is it available? Yes, it's available. Is there a top? No, there's not a top. Okay, I just want to see if I can find a top first. Oh, and then she asked me, what size jeans do you wear? and I didn't even answer the last question because I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, yes, these would fit me, but a size medium could fit tons of different jean sizes. She bought them and she was thrilled with them and left me great feedback. So have some patience sometimes, even if you don't want to. These also came from bulk.com for $1.34. I don't know what's up with bulk. They have not had any of the lots that I like to buy in months now, since like the end of the summer. I bought a lot of great stuff for my kids for back to school, but all of their lots right now are very expensive. So I hope they get back to normal. Anyway, yeah, these sold for $11. So I was happy with that. Another bundle. This was a little Peppa Pig Beanie Baby deal. I picked this up at the bins for 65 cents. That Joy sweatshirt had a big old grease stain on it, and I almost didn't list it, but I knew my Once Upon a Child wouldn't take it. I didn't feel like doing laundry. It came in a ThredUp 50-pound kids box. I'm like, you know what? Let me just list it for cheap. And this lady bundled these two items and offered $15. I thought that was super fair. I mean, it was like $1 off. She was happy with it, left me great feedback, and said her daughter is going to be super happy to get that Peppa. So that was a happy sale. This Portland leather goods passport holder. Now I have $24.59 into this because I bought myself a crossbody and it came with 3 accessories. I have sold 2 of those accessories. Now this is the 3rd. So any profits that I'm making from these items is kind of just coming off the price of what I paid for the purse that I kept for myself. So according to my spreadsheet, because I sold it for 30, Posh gives me 24. I'm in the negative 59 cents. But not really, because I didn't buy this with the intentions to flip, if you know what I mean. So anyway, Portland Leather Goods. I don't know that you'll ever find it out, but it's a wonderful company that makes really great leather products, and they do often run some pretty great sales. All right, these silver leaf dangle earrings. You have not heard me say this in a very long time because I think this is the first thing to sell. I don't think I have listed maybe but one other item, but Bargain Hour. I don't suggest buying from them. But I had $1.73 into it. It's where I bought way early this year for my OG watchers, a big lot of Amazon return jewelry. And there were some Amazon clothes also, but it was for my daughter's birthday party for her favors. We did a jewelry bar and it was perfect for that. So I don't regret the purchase, but I wouldn't buy it for reselling. These sold for $10. So that was good to sell something. All right, this Disney Parks Minnie Mouse ugly sweater dress. I purchased this brand new for myself last Christmas and wore it to my ugly sweater party last year. It sold very quickly for $35. These Fry sneakers, I paid $8 at a local thrift. They sold for $34. Helly Hansen's a great brand. I don't find it often here either. I think that's more something that you would find where it snows. But I did pay $8.50 for this at my local Once Upon a Child. I almost didn't buy it because it was a girl size 14. I told you those sizes just don't, but this sold pretty quickly. And I think I had it listed at 55 and they offered me 50. So, you know, I took that offer. So I made a profit of 32 bucks. All right, these Danner boots, these are my husband's. He wore them a couple times for Cub Scouts. And I bought him a pair of Kamek boots from Swap and then sold these. And let's see, we bought these at the bins for him like last year, 65 cents into them. He wore them like once or twice. And so I made a profit of $39.35. And I bought his new boots. I had a 40% off, which if you'd like to shop at swap.com, I have a 40% off coupon code down below. And I have gotten some amazing deals. Like his Kamek boots were brand new with the tags, amazing waterproof boots. I paid $25 for them. So we traded in his boots and I still made $10. These Alfani pajama pants came in a ThredUp 200-pound box for $1.47. They sold for $12. Mizuno is a great brand, but check them out really well. I did not do my due diligence in checking these out. These did come from the bins though. That's probably, I was like just excited that anytime you can get shoes at the bins, I'm like, oh wow, shoes that someone didn't take before me. So I have 75 cents into them, but they had a hole in the top. They just were not good, but they still sold for $21. Happy day. All right, this vintage wool sweater also came from the bins. I have 75 cents into it. It was 100% Shetland wool, but I did not know if it was a men's or women's. So that's why it took me forever to list it. So, you know, I was like, you know what? I tried it on. I said in the listing, note, I do not know if this is men's or women's. I am a women's medium large and it fit me with some room. I showed pictures of measurements and they were happy with their purchase. So sold for $27. This Warner's bra came in a thread up 200-pound box, $1.32 into it. I sold it for 10. I was just happy to see it go. And so I made $4, but she left me the sweetest compliment about my packaging. I use clear bags with a little sticker. And I do use the Tyvek mailers. I love them. I just want to show you real quick. I know I said I'm going to speed this up, but I wanted to show you guys. Use my pajamas. See, wine, life happens, wine helps. That's what today says. You know, I always have words. So I use the Tyvek mailers and I fold it down as far as it will go. You know, I don't want to cover up the label, but these are free, these priority stickers from USPS. And I just use 2 of these on the ends, not on the front where it goes down, but on the ends. Like if this was the Tyvek mailer like this, I put my item in, my label goes here. I fold it down and then I put a sticker long ways this way and long ways this way and call it a day. I've never had any issues and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on how I package my items. So I put a thank you sticker, items in a clear bag. I've even shipped shoes. It just depends on what type. But anyway, just a little tip for you. Okay, we're getting there. Thank you guys for hanging with me. I know this is long, but these are the videos that I learned the most from as a reseller. So I hope you are learning something too. All right, this vintage, where are we? This BT Kids vintage dress at $1.49 into it. It sold for $15. Anything, now this was a very tiny size, but anything with this smocking is going to sell for you. Usually a little more, especially if it's like girls size 2 to 6 are the best sellers for me when it comes to these Southern styles. Mini Melissa, y'all know this is my favorite brand. These were my daughters. They sold for $28. These Mini Melissas I purchased at Once Upon a Child for $6.50 and they sold for $30. These Heelys, this is a case of hold on to it, y'all. Hold your own. This buyer really wanted these shoes. He sent me a very low ball offer. I think I had them listed at $40. They're brand new in the box. And the reason I was holding my own is because I did have $9 into them. I think he sent me an offer of like $15. I don't even know. But I try not to decline offers. Even sometimes I really want to. I countered at $35, I think. If someone sends me a lowball offer, I send them a counter that's like just a couple dollars less than my asking price. Usually it's more than what they would have gotten if they'd just been patient, and my PosherVA would have sent them 15 or 20% off. Anyway, we went back and forth and I sent him the same offer like 3 times in a row before he finally purchased them for $30. So, and this was over a course of like 4 days. I'm like, this guy, he really wants these shoes. So anyway, I stood my ground and they sold for what I wanted them to sell for. But they had a lot of likes. They're new in the box. So I was okay with not just taking that first offer. These Chacos, now I did take a lower offer than usual on these because they did have a little tear in them. It wasn't awful, but when someone sent me an offer, I was like, yes, please take these Chacos for me. I had $4.99 into them. This vintage ski puffer jacket, I had 78 cents into from the bins. It sold for $49. It was really cool. All right, this tea collection dress, I had $1.49 into it. It sold for $11. I like tea. I don't suggest picking it up in the tiny sizes. Like this was a size 3, but tea is a great brand. If you find it new with the tags, pick it up. I have sold a lot of tea collection. However, a lot of it fades and they get holes. So you just really need to look it over. All right, these Vineyard Vines boys pants. I picked these up at Marshall's retail arbitrage for $10, hoping they would fit my son for this Christmas. They do not. They're the perfect length, but he needs about a size 6 in the waist and a 10 for the length. And I had them priced much higher. These are expensive pants. I left the clearance sticker on because it was going to tear it, whatever. Someone sent me a $25 offer. I just took it. I doubled my money and figured I've had them for like a year waiting for my son to grow into them. Take my $10 and run. Another ugly sweater that was in my closet that I listed. And today, when I'm filming this, it is the 17th, and I still sold Christmas items today. So people are still trying to get their things in time. So if you have them, I say list it. All right, these Nike Air Zooms. Where are we? Did we move to the next page? We sure did. I had $5.09 into these from a ThredUp shoe rescue box, and they sold for $68. I have to shout out my friend Stephanie over at Jambalaya Resale. I never would have picked up such a thing if it wasn't for her. This is a lovey, like a little blanket. Kids get attached to these. They lose them. Parents have to go find them. She sells a ton of them on eBay. I don't really do eBay right now. So this sold on Poshmark for $14, plus they paid the almost $8 shipping. So somebody really needed their little lovey. I picked this up at the bins for 78 cents. So if you see them while you're at the bins, get them, list them, they will sell. All right, these Kamek purple furry snow boots, $6. They came in a ThredUp kids shoe rescue box. They sold for $33. These Merrells I picked up. I did pay up for these because I thought about keeping them for my daughter for camping, and then I decided I hate having shoelaces at camping. I like the Velcro, so I decided to sell them. So I paid 10 bucks for them, which is a great price if you're buying for yourself. Not so great when you're trying to flip, but I did double my money and made 12 bucks. Sea Run, I talk about this brand a lot. Now, smaller sizes might take a little bit longer, but I like sizes like 7, 8, 9 in toddler. Those are the perfect sizes. These I did pick up. They're a size 6, but I knew they would sell for Christmas. They're shiny patent leather. They were brand new. I did pay up at $11.90, but these sold in a couple of days for $27. So I made 10 bucks, which isn't huge, but I know for a fact that day I bought my daughter a brand new pair of shoes, and this profit paid for them. So here we go. This, so if you watched my haul video, I was at a Goodwill, $5.99 into this sweater. It's an ugly Christmas sweater with hair. I got 3 of them. My husband kept one to wear to our party tomorrow. I found the matching female one. It doesn't have a hairy chest. It has like fake boobs and like bikini and this. I'm so excited. I just found that like 2 days ago. I already had a whole different outfit. Anyway, my goal was paying $5.99 was to be able to sell these other 2 sweaters and make my husband's free. So that was it. I didn't need to make very much profit. But this one sold for my full asking price. This is why I love men shoppers, because they buy it. If this he literally liked the item and bought it within 2 minutes. If he had waited 8 more minutes, he would have gotten my PosherVA offer with discounted shipping. So thank you to him. So this sold for $25, meaning I made $20. So I made $14. Basically selling one of them covered the cost of the other 2. If you stay tuned 1 second. These Crab shoes, Crab Retro was the brand. These came in a ThredUp shoebox for $5.30. They sold for $15. And the last sale, oh wait, oh no, where's the other one? Hold on, I did something. I'm gonna have to, I must have closed it by accident. After this one, I have to show you. Okay, this Airy bra, this came in a Jomar awful bra situation box, $3.25 into it. It sold for $16. Finally, thankfully, I have so many stinking extra small and extra small bras from Airy in my shop. So if you are that size and you need some, please bundle them and make me a deal. I want them out of my house. I have so many of them. Okay, so I still made $8.05. Hold on, I have got to show you guys something. Stand by. Okay. This, I sold the second one. I must have accidentally X'd out. Anyway, this is the other one. This sold like 2 days ago. This guy, he wrote me, said he's looking for a Christmas miracle. He can't find them. How quickly do you, he was so sweet. How quickly do you think you could ship? Anyway, I said I could ship it tomorrow. I'll take the chance, he says. And he paid right away, full price, $25 again. And I said, well, when is your party? I printed the label. It says 3 days. First party is Sunday, and this was Wednesday. So I said, you know what? I had to run an errand, so I took it to the post office Wednesday night instead of waiting for my mailman to take it Thursday. And he said, you're a Christmas angel. This is the best part. He said, my wife has been so happy that I haven't found one. He said earlier that these have been sold out everywhere. He said, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. So I've been tracking it. He has a party on Sunday and one on Wednesday, and I don't know if it's going to make it for the Sunday one. Even though I sent it scanned Wednesday night and it said 3 days, right now it's showing it's not going to show up till Monday, which I don't understand. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it should still be there, but it is the holidays. So anyway, that made me, our little going back and forth made me happy. So I love men customers. They are, in my experience, they've been polite. They like to pay full price. They know what they want. They don't question. Anyway, y'all have heard me say that before. So those have been my sales so far. December has been rocking. Now I am expecting things to slow down now because like today was my kid's last day of school and we've got a jam-packed next 2 weeks. Well, 1 week really. So I know I'm not going to be online shopping because I'm pretty much done. So even if my December sales ended today, I have already made what I made in all of November. So that is a win in my book. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was long. I'd also like to take a minute and remind you guys of my Secret Santa video I put out. Tomorrow is the last day. I believe the last 2 videos are going to go up for my 2 friends tomorrow. So all of the other ones have gone up. If you go 2 videos back from this one and watch my unboxing, I have linked in the description all the other channels that participated. So if you need some videos to watch while you're shipping, packing, whatever, I'd love for you to meet some of my other reseller friends. Some of them have much smaller and newer channels here on YouTube. So I'd love for you to give them some love. And thank you so much for watching. Get you by Aldi and pick up. They have the best champagne and wine. It's crazy. And y'all know I love me some wine. And some of their $15 bottles are as good as $30 and $40 bottles at the normal grocery store. So my little plug for Aldi in there. All right, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will probably be back early next week with who knows what, probably another ThredUp box. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.